Schwarze Frau! I have another secret guest for you. Another one of my legendary children. She is Stefani St Slöt. Hi! How fancy seeing you here again.
What movie are we talking about? Die Schwarze Frau?
Well, the Saw, naturally. Look at me, I'm Billy.
Well, I'm also Billy, but another version. And today we're going to talk about Dead Silence.
Dead Silence by
James Wan.
James Wan. If you have lived the last decade, you probably know or have seen one of James Wan's horror movies. Isn't that right, Stefani?
Yes, of course.
Of course. He started out with a Saw. It's not a trilogy. It's like, how many movies are there? Like 8? Who can keep track anymore?
That's a huge project.
Yes.
I mean, I never actually saw the first movie of Saw.
You never saw the Saw?
I never saw the Saw.
I'm gonna saw you in the middle.
But I love horror movies that just give you that really subtle hint of creepiness. But
chill up your spine.
yes, but when you think about it, it gives you the chill. Like,
Yes.
it's not jump scare.
It's a lingering like,
Exactly.
eeriness that stays in your body and your mind and your soul.
Yes.
Okay, so James Wan, he also, after the success with Saw, he created this movie in 2007, Dead Silence.
Yes.
After that, he ventured into other movies that became more famous.
Maybe you've heard about Insidious. You've heard of
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Like, all of these movies are actually in the same universe, and they were directed by James Wan. And his work is absolutely amazing.
Yes, he has truly proven during this last decade or two that he is a true master of horror. Usually myself, I am more into the 80s or old school horror movies, but tonight this bitch wanted to talk about Dead Silence, so I made an exception for her. And I actually really liked the movie.
Has been plagued by death ever since.
I saw this movie when I was in high school. Now I'm 24, turning 25 this month. Yay, birthday! Yes.
Oh my gosh. Young bitches.
But I saw this movie for the first time when I was in high school, and I think it was around 16 or 17. I watched it during daylight, and still I was so terrified. Like, the horror aspect of this movie is just beyond stunning. I love it.
It's really beautiful. It's like a gothic fairy tale.
Exactly.
You need to watch it if you're into that stuff.
And it is in 2000. It was released in 2007, so it was not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it got the rating of more than 7 out of 10. For horror movies to get a rating of more than 7, they are quite good. Usually cheap American horror movies are rated around like 4 or 5 out of 10. Anything above 7 is just beyond.
Bitch, there's nothing cheap about this movie. Everything looks fucking beautiful.
Yes! The setting, oh my gosh. Okay,
Yes.
before we talk about the setting, let's talk a little bit about the opening. So,
Yes.
what is the story?
What is the plot? So there is this guy played by Ryan Quanten from True Blood, if you watch that. He's the main guy, and he and his wife has moved in somewhere, and mysteriously they get a package. And in this package is this creepy ventriloquist doll. And they have no idea who sent it. So here's where the mystery starts, right?
Yes.
And the wife, she's pregnant, and she's alone with this eerie doll in the house one rainy night. And we all know what's gonna happen next, right?
Of course.
She gets the chop. And not just any kind of chop. She gets her tongue ripped out.
She gets her tongue ripped out, yes. And an interesting fact, before she is killed, everything turns silent. That's why this movie is called Dead Silence.
Ooh,
yes.
yes.
So there's this really interesting scene that she's boiling like a kettle of water, and you know that kind of kettle that makes the sound like ding?
The old school one.
Yes, the old school one. But like before she's killed, the kettle actually stops producing that noise, even though it was still boiling. Like she could see it. She could hear that it was just slightly going away. So, Jamie, the main character, after he finds out that his wife is killed, he decides to go on an adventure to find the cause.
Yes.
And
he believes that the doll did it, right?
Exactly. He believes that the doll is haunted. Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She has no children but her doll. And if you see her in your dream, make sure you never ever scream. So this is a poem from the movie.
It's a nursery rhyme.
Yes, and it actually holds the key to the mystery of his wife's death.
Yes, and this is what he's trying to solve.
So who is Mary Shaw?
She's this old ventriloquist.
Yes, back in 1940s. Okay, this movie was set in 2007, but the storyline went all the way to 1940, and it was the golden day of the main character's hometown. There was this...
Raven Fair.
Yes,
I love that name.
The name was so stunning. And you can actually hear lots of ravens in the movie too. So yes, there was the story of this glory day of Raven Fair, and
they have a really good flashback.
Exactly.
From its glory days.
Yes, and Mary Shaw, she was the most famous ventriloquist back then.
And she looks like a fucking witch. I love her.
Exactly, and then she had, like, in the movie, the character has this beautiful 1940s updo and dressed in a silhouette gown. Like, I believe that was a blood red. Like, I think it was maroon, was it? Black or maroon or something like that. It's just so stunning.
And gorgeous.
Yes, and the scene of her performance with the ventriloquist doll, it was actually set in 1940s with this grand theater setting. Oh my gosh. This theater though, like, if any of you is interested in videography, any of you is interested in making movies like my drag mum right here, you would be obsessed with this setting.
Yes, the setting in this movie is so beautiful.
It's
like,
so grand.
Oh my god. Like they go, in one scene they go and revisit this grand theater, but in 2007-ish age.
Yes.
So everything is of course like
destroyed. Everything is destroyed.
Obsolete. Everything is like rotten and the spiders were... But what I also really like is the face of Billy.
Yes!
Because it's so creepy. Like sometimes you can see him just moving his eyeballs a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, or twist his neck a little bit. It's super good. Like the whole cinematography in this movie is great. I also want to mention the music is very haunting and foreboding, and it reminds me a lot of John Carpenter's Halloween.
The theme music for this movie is a piano song, and it just goes so creepy. It's like, it sounds mysterious, it sounds eerie, it sounds like some kind of song from the dead.
A cameo in this movie.
Yes, this is a special thing about James Wan's movie. All of his works are somehow connected in the same universe, and we usually see characters from one movie being featured in another. Like, for example, we have the Saw doll, the original Saw doll, being featured in this Dead Silence movie, and I think like the door concept is also taken into the consideration for Annabelle for the later days.
Which is your favorite scene in the movie?
I would say the favorite scene in the movie is the scene of her performance, of Mary Shaw's performance.
Oh, the backflash.
The backflash.
Yes. I would say my favorite scene is also with the old woman playing Mary Shaw. She's so beautiful. You have to watch it just for her. And terrifying at the same time.
Yes, and the actress playing Mary Shaw is just spot on. Like,
spot on.
Oh my gosh, the facial structure, like her emotions, like, and her hand gestures, like everything. She's just portraying this beautiful gothic old woman with some hint of creepiness. And if you keep watching the movie, like please, we do recommend this. You watch the movie, you can find it is extremely disturbing too.
Disturbing?
Yes.
And it comes with many twists.
Exactly.
So, this is everything we had for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this part of Witch Review.
Yes!
Thank
Witch
you for
Review.
joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, see you next time. Stay spooked!
You on tonight?
Well, we're doing something similar. No,
It's not
it's not similar.
I don't like a lot of blood. I don't like zombies. I don't like alien invasion. All that kind of sci-fi thing.
Why are you here?